another one, and it is slightly chilly in Iowa. It dropped 3 degrees when I crossed from Nebraska to Iowa, and I felt every 3 of them. All 3 degrees. I felt the first degree as it went past me. I felt the second degree actually give me a high five on the forehead, and then the third one just hit me strong. I felt each degree. It was pretty rough. So anyways, wanted to come to you. Somebody asked me a question about fleet managers. The question was actually delivered to me asking me, like, how do you get a new fleet manager? Will you explain how to get a new fleet manager? Well, there's been another question on my mind, another topic on my mind for a while, and that is fostering a strong relationship with your fleet manager. So I'll do it in 2 parts. First, I want to talk about fostering a strong relationship with your fleet manager, and then the second, if all else fails, what I know about the process of getting a new fleet manager. But like I told the person who asked me, I told him, listen, I've never walked through that process myself, so I really can't answer that, you know, other than what I've heard. So understand this is just what I know about the process from somebody else who walked through the process, and who I find to be a pretty credible person. All right, so let's talk fostering a good relationship with a fleet manager, because most of our fleet managers here at Prime I find to be pretty reasonable people. I know more people who have great relationships with their fleet managers than I know where they're just saying, my fleet manager's trash, he's disrespectful, he degrades me, he's demeaning, he is you know, yada yada yada, on and on and on. Why do I think I have a good relationship with my fleet manager? Hold on, cuz I gotta I'm like, yeah, I gotta find a warm place. Like, the wind is blowing, that's what's getting me. Why do I think I have a good relationship with my fleet manager? The first reason I think I have a good relationship with my fleet manager is because he is simply a decent guy, okay? I cannot find a warm place to save my life. Y'all ever been through this before? Like, where like it's so cold you can't focus? Anyways, part of the reason I think I have a good relationship with my fleet manager is because he's simply a decent guy. He's a decent guy. I can just tell. It has nothing to do with me. It has a lot more to do with him and, you know, his background, his communication skills, his professionalism, etc. On and on. His raising, everything, you know. Probably a lot to do with his wife. Anyway, he's a decent guy, okay? That just sits there. So now that we can move past that, I just wanted to make sure I gave credit to him and not act like it's all Travis, because it's really not all Travis. All right, second reason I believe I have a good relationship with my fleet manager is because I give the respect that I desire. The number one thing I see from people who complain about their relationship with their fleet manager is that they are slam disrespectful. At least the number one thing I've seen, okay? Because I've heard stories and all this other stuff and then see the screenshots, and then when I see the screenshot, I'm like, dang, I would have never talked to nobody like that. Like, I am not disrespectful to people. Even if I don't like you, I will just bite my tongue and walk away and regulate and hold my temper rather than just go off on you. At least 29 times out of 30, okay? I'm not a perfect guy. And some people are just begging for it, and then sometimes I just catch myself back at my old address. So anyways, I'm just respectful. I'm respectful of my fleet manager. When I disagree with him, I'm respectful. When he is trying to give me a load that does not meet my expectation, I'm respectful about it. Anytime I've rejected a load in the past, respectful about it. I show him the same respect that I desire to have. That is one reason why I believe I have a good relationship with my fleet manager. All right, third reason I believe I have a good relationship with my fleet manager is because I always give solid justification, well thought out justification for any decision that you know, for when I'm rejecting loads, when I'm telling him what I want to do, you know, path I want to take, things I want him to help me with, I always have solid justification. Why do I think that matters? For me personally, and maybe this applies to you, I believe it applies to most people, but for me personally, my fleet manager asks why. If you reject a load, he asks why. He needs to tell sales something. If you want to do this, he asks why. If you want to, you know, now if like, he doesn't always ask why. Like if you want to go home, he's not going to ask you why you want to go home. But if you want to, if I want to shift my truck to Northern Cali, he may advise like, hey, I think it's a better idea if you do this. Essentially asking, hey, why do you want to do that? Because I think it's a better idea. Now, he may not explicitly ask, but I take it as, hey, you're asking me, like, why? Because you think it's a good idea to do this. So I'm going to respond with, well, here's what's on my mind. Here's what I'm thinking, right? I always have solid justification. I don't reject loads and just say, because I want to, because I said so. I don't do stuff like that, okay? And that kind of ties in with the first one, but I explain myself. And then he understands, right? And I believe when explaining myself, it's not that I feel like I'm being treated like a child. Instead, I take it as I'm giving him information to assist me in what I want to get done. See what I'm saying? I'm giving him information to assist me in what I want to get done. Well, here's what I'm thinking. You know, whether it's a revenue expectation, or hey, I'm trying to catch a 34, so I don't want to take this load, or you know, I'd like to pass through the house. You know, I'm justifying everything I'm asking for. That's another reason why I think I've fostered a solid relationship with my fleet manager, because you know, I communicate it well. I communicate what I'm trying to get done. All right, I think I'm on reason number 4. Reason number 4 is my communication skills. I feel like it all ties into the second one, respect. Okay, I speak to him respectfully, I speak to him professionally. Every now and then I might type a little LOL joke or something of that nature, but other than that, I'm just straight up professional with him. You know, I use sir, you know, hey, you know, I'm just professional with him. I've seen some things typed to these fleet managers where I'm like, would you have said that to your, I don't know. I don't know. I just be feeling like that ain't how I would have worded it. You know what I mean? There was other ways to get that done, you know? And I'll say, I'm just kind of going off the dome here, but another reason why I think I have a solid relationship with my fleet manager is because I communicate gratefulness, right? When he helps me get something done, I communicate gratefulness. Whether it's a great week, usually at the end of every month on the way home to the house, and when I get to the house, I just kind of send him a couple sentences of my take on the month. And then usually my gratefulness is communicated at the bottom of it. You know, like, hey, strong month, sure, I made a couple of mistakes here and there. Nevertheless, I feel like I really, you know, I'll say we, because it's a teamwork. I feel like we really picked up the ball and recovered it as far as monthly revenue. Really appreciate you. Thanks for everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just the only thing he hears from me is this load's trash. I'm not, oh, what, $1.80? What? We're in Wisconsin. I deserve more than a, you know. He gets something more from me than that. So those are the primary reasons I think, you know, I've got a great relationship with my fleet manager. I feel like it's a strong working relationship. I don't have a cell phone, don't really feel like I need a cell phone. I know some people have their fleet manager's cell phone. I don't have my fleet manager's cell phone. I don't really feel like I need it. I don't know. We talk, we send a message. I don't really talk to him like that, you know what I mean? Other than that, man, guy's great. So foster a strong relationship with your fleet manager. That's all I'm saying. You're coming out here, especially trainees, new people. You know, you hear a lot of stuff in training about fleet managers. You hear they can really make or break your experience here at Prime, and I do believe that to be true as well. But I encourage you to foster a strong relationship. Treat your fleet manager like you're not suspect about their character. Like, you know, like you don't have anything to prove. You don't have to prove that they're not your boss and all this other stuff. Speak to them like a professional, man. These folks are real people. Even if you just see them on your phone or your Qualcomm, these folks are real people. Treat them like real people, man. Like a real person standing in front of you. You know, people are so quick to, anyway. That's all I got right now. Listen, it is cold. It is real cold out here. I'm about to get in the truck, eat something, and keep rolling, listen to my podcast. You already know what the motto is. Work hard, play hard, sleep hard. Find you somebody you love, and don't forget, it's not about what you believe. It's all about why you believe it. Live free.